Hi, good morning. My name is Jake Kimmel. I'm the Director of Training here at Hoshizaki America, and I'm joined by Seth Sawyer, our Director of Refrigeration. And today we want to introduce you to one of our brand new product lines. So Seth, without further ado, tell us a little bit about it.
Absolutely. So I am really excited to talk to you today about Valiance by Hoshizaki, which is our new brand and our new line of products. And so we're going to be launching with 10 SKUs. So we'll have 1 section and 2 section uprights available in both refrigerator and freezer. We will have 27 and 48 inch undercounter refrigerator and freezers. And we will also have 27 and 48 inch sandwich prep tables available. So 10 SKUs, Valiance by Hoshizaki, our brand new value line.
Awesome. Tell me a little bit about the construction of this cabinet.
Absolutely. So on the outside here, you can see stainless steel on the front. So top, bottom, and the doors are all stainless steel. The sides are going to be painted steel. And then, when you open it up on the inside, you'll again notice right away, you've got the stainless on the bottom, and then you've got aluminum on the sides, on the rear, on the ceiling, and on the door liner here.
So right away, I noticed that the door has quite a few features. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So first thing to call out here is the raised door liner. And that we do that for several reasons. One of them is as you're loading this thing up, a lot of people will kind of bump the corners of stuff into the door, and you want to be able to protect the gasket. And so this is raised so that you're not going to hit this as you're pulling things out. And it's 2.5 inches of CFC-free foam that's in here for insulation purposes, so it'll keep everything nice and cold.
Fantastic. And I also noticed that the gasket itself seems to be recessed from the perimeter of the door. Is that to protect the gasket?
It is, absolutely. Good catch. It is a recessed gasket so that, again, you're just not catching it and ripping it at times when you're not really intending to, and you just hit it with an elbow or the corner of a sheet pan or something like that.
And how about for the end user on a daily maintenance perspective? How easy is this gasket going to be for them to work with?
It's super easy to clean, right? It's a lot of smooth surfaces, but it's also easily removable, so you can just peel it right out. It is a magnetic gasket, so you shut the door, it'll kind of hold everything shut nice and clean, but it's super easy to maintain, super easy to clean, no issues there.
And can you demonstrate some of the door functionality itself?
Absolutely. So I have this open now, and if I leave it here, it is a stay open door. So if you open it past 90 degrees, it holds itself open. If you close it inside 90 degrees, it is a self-closing door. And so when I put it here, it closes itself. And so if you're loading things, you're going to leave it wide open. You don't have to keep opening it back and forth. But when you pull something out, if you've got it, you can kind of just give it the old elbow bump, and it'll make sure to close itself.
And what about the hinging? Can you field reverse this door?
You can field reverse it, absolutely. So the hinges are field reversible, and you do not need a kit to do that. So if you order, if you're gonna put 2 of these 1 section side by side, you wanna reverse them, you can do that right there in the field, no special kit, nothing like that needed.
Great. And another thing I noticed as you were demonstrating the full-size sheet pan, it looks like this cabinet can accommodate those.
It can, absolutely. And not only does it have the depth to accommodate sheet pans, we are also gonna have sheet pan accessories where you can fit up to about 16 of those per section. But you probably also noticed this rear wall and all of the ducting that's there. And so we've got 16 sections, so 16 sections on the way down, 8 all the way across on the 2 section, and then there's 3 individual, so a ton of ducting. And the reason that is there is because we designed this for use with tray pans. You can of course use it with your standard shelves, 3 per section, and load it up however you like, but we know a lot of people want to use tray pans, and so we wanted to make sure that the performance with tray pans all the way loaded up was good. And so we have this rear ducted airflow so that as you're stacking these tray pans, at every 3 inches or so of increments, you're not blocking the airflow off. And so you've got airflow coming through here. And so it's able to get in through and to kind of penetrate all the different layers so that even if you've got tray pans, from the bottom all the way to the top, you're able to keep everything nice and uniform throughout the cabinet and keep your food at food safe temperature.
That's really great. That seems like there was a lot of intention on the number of slots that we have, the location of them, and they're actually serving a purpose. They're not just there as a feature. And how many shelves come standard with the unit?
So it comes 3 shelves per section. And speaking of the shelves, that's a good time to call out some of the features there. So we've got these food stops on the front. And so, if you've got round food or something like that that rolls, it's not gonna roll off the front. And these will actually hold 180 pounds per shelf. So it's a very heavy duty shelf, but 3 per section on our uprights.
Okay. And the cabinet is well lit. We have LEDs here at the top.
LED lighting.
Fantastic. All right. And can you tell us a little bit about the controller?
Yeah, so it's a digital controller. It's mounted right here on the top for easy access. So you can, adjust it up and down from the outside. It does have the red LEDs, so it stands out. It's easy to see. But yeah, it's easy access. It's right there. Reads it out digitally. You can do whatever you want with it.
And this is bottom mount refrigeration?
It is a bottom mount refrigerator, so you are able to store stuff on top. There is a panel over the top up here. It's not open like some units will be, and so you can put, boxes or cups and extra stuff like that up there. We know a lot of people do that in the kitchen, so we wanted to make sure we accommodated that in the design.
So tell us a little bit about the design of the cabinet itself and some of the features you may not be able to see just by looking at it.
Sure, yeah, so we do have hot gas condensate removal. And so, as you open this and you look at like the mullion, for example, we've got hot gas condensate removal running through here so that you're not gonna get sweating and water droplets and stuff running down the unit and ultimately ending up on the floor like you see with a lot of competitive units.
Okay, so in a hot, humid kitchen, for example, you're not gonna have that issue with the condensate.
Exactly, it will burn it away.
And speaking of hot gas condensate, don't we use that as well at the bottom?
We do. So we have an evaporator pan in the bottom that has hot gas condensate removal. It also has some wicking filters in there. And so all of that makes sure that any water that ends up down there stays in that one specific location and does not end up on the floor.
Awesome. So one more time, how many units do we have with Valiance?
So we will be launching with 10 SKUs. Like I said, we have 4 uprights, 1 and 2 section freezer and fridge. We have 4 undercounter units, and we will have 2 prep tables. And so the initial launch is 10 SKUs, and then we'll continue to work on the roadmap from there.
And lastly, what about the warranty?
Great question. So the warranty, we're really proud of the warranty on this unit. It's a 3-4-5, and so it's going to be 3 years on labor, 4 years on parts, and 5 years on the compressor.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thanks.
We hope you found this video helpful. For additional information on Valiance and our other lines, check out our website, HoshizakiAmerica.com, where you can find manuals, spec sheets, and more. And keep an eye out for more helpful videos here. Stay cool, everybody.